If you want to strengthen your meditation practice, if you want to know more about yourself, then tapaha swadhyaya ishvara pranidhanena. Tapaha is reducing the needs of the body. Swadhyaya is to study about self, understand ourselves, we contemplate about our life practices. Ishvara pranidhanena is constantly thinking about the consciousness, because where you place your attention, there you place your energy, and so there you have experiences of it.
The biggest relationship that we have is with ourselves, and what we call as our inner child, because our true nature is to be childlike. Meditation ultimately is to unlimit ourselves, to feel that infinite self, infinite in everything.
I started feeling a calmness, a stillness inside me. And that calmness, I don't feel only during the meditation, but throughout the day.
The ability to take things in your stride has improved for me. It's not that we don't get disappointed. It's not that we don't get upset. We do get upset about things that don't go our way. But the way you handle it and how quickly you come out of it, the resilience part of it, is something that I found good.
When we came to this world, dear friends, we also came with an answer, that is the breath. So for every question that we have in our life, the solution is our breath. That is what Patriji meant.
For the personal as well as the professional front, it has broken a lot of limiting beliefs that I had about what we could do as an organization and what I can do as an individual. This courage, this ability to go beyond your fears and be able to do work, that's also been a very nice side effect of meditation, if I could put it that way.
You are not doing meditation, you are not doing anything in your life. Meditation is the only one thing for which I think you must strive for it. It opens all the doors of wisdom. You get yourself resolved, everything within your mind, everything. Meditation answers your every question inside. Nothing is left then.
Yes. Happy morning and happy evening, friends and masters. So welcome to day 30 of this beautiful Renew journey. Yesterday, Sir Chandra Sir spoke about the 5 grand statements of the spiritual quotient, right? I am everyone and everyone is me. I have unlimited potential in me. My reality is created by me and with my thoughts and feelings. That is the observation. And fourth, there is abundance everywhere. And yes, the last statement, and a very profound one, there is a higher intelligence always assisting me, assisting us, right? And a great master said, change your state, your neurocircuitry rewires, that is neuroplasticity, and life begins to mirror your new energy. So Dr. Joe Dispenza. So with that, we will be deep diving into more of the spiritual laws concept from Chandra Sir. Before that, let's start our meditation session for today. Yes. So kindly take a comfortable posture. If you're wearing specs or glasses, kindly remove them, keep it aside. Just close your eyes and observe your very, very natural breath, right? No forceful inhalation, no forceful exhalation. And we will start with the heart elevation process. few minutes of heart elevation, and then we go into the Ana-Pana-Sati meditation, that is the breath mindfulness meditation. So yes, friends, let's take a comfortable posture. If you're sitting down, you can see the posture in the slide. And if you're sitting on a chair or the sofa, clasp your fingers, hands on your lap. And if you're sitting on a chair, you see the posture here. The other slide, please. You can cross your feet at the ankle level for the Ana-Pana-Sati meditation. Yes. And before that, we start with the heart elevation process. Yes, let's start.
Dear friends, dear masters, with your specs removed, eyes closed, keep your hands on your chest area, resting your attention on your sacred heart. Can you feel your beautiful heart? Feel the seat of all emotions. With your attention, your heart center, connect with it, love it, appreciate it. Your heart knows be with that heart center, the center that is expanding your life with its emotions of love, joy, compassion, gratitude. Feel it, dear friends. Connect with your heart center with a relaxing breath. Notice it. And bring up an experience from your past or from the present of love, of joy, of gratitude. And then relive that moment and feel that energy, that emotion. Relive that moment and feel that energy. The more you experience the energy of love, compassion, gratitude, the more coherent you become in your body and mind, the more coherent you become with all things and everyone. And allow yourself to direct that energy, spread that energy to all things and everybody on this planet, or to those who are in need. Where you place your attention, there you place your energy. Feel. Relive that moment and feel that energy, and allow yourself to direct that energy to everyone and everything. We are all interconnected in this field of energy. The more you experience that emotion of love, compassion, the more connected you become, the more coherent you become. Coherence is the basis for higher experience. And slowly, let's go into breath mindfulness meditation. With your fingers into fingers, hands comfortably rested in your lap. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. We are in this powerful group meditation. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to slowly go into that calmness, emptiness. It is natural to have thought. When you recognize you are in thought, go back to observing the breath and allow yourself to slowly go into that emptiness, the field of consciousness. All emptiness is energy. The longer you stay connected to this field of energy, the more coherent you become, the more open you become. The more empathetic you become, merge into that calmness, emptiness, where there's no body, where there's no thing. Become aware of the emptiness, that calmness. The field of energy. This is your divine self. That greater field of energy connecting everything and everyone. The more you are with it, with this energy, the more one you become, the more whole you feel. Friends, at this time, I'd like you to express gratitude deeply to all things and everyone, to this mineral kingdom, to this plant kingdom, to this animal kingdom, to this human kingdom, to the angelic kingdom. And whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds, and then you may open your eyes. Okay, friends. One second.
Okay, friends. Hope you all had a wonderful meditation session. Please type in chat, how was your experience? Yes, sir.
Yes. You can hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Amazingly wonderful. Yes, we have to use multiple adjectives for describing meditation. Mirdad. Mirdad, one of the great masters, said, if you are seeking something, then seek higher understanding. Rather than seeking about a job or a house or a this or a that or whatever, seek higher understanding first. Understanding of who am I? Where am I going? What is all this? What's the purpose? What's the meaning of my life so far? What I've been doing in the last 2 years, or 3 years, or 6 months? There are many angles to this. But if we understand ourselves, then we have enough clarity of what to do next and how to do that thing. That's why Gautam Buddha said, ignorance is the cause of the suffering. Ignorance is the cause of suffering. In fact, this is one statement that profoundly made me to contemplate or get into this practice. When I came in to meditation practice in the beginning in the 1990 to 2002 time frame, I used to see this. Suffering is due to your ignorance, your own suffering is due to individual ignorance. That's a statement I was reading from Patriji, and every pamphlet that used to be printed. This used to be there. Then another one, be a light unto yourself. These two. One is due to your ignorance. Second is be a light unto yourself. You are the light unto you, not somebody else. Nobody is going to come and save. Uddhared Atman-Atmanam from Bhagavad Gita. Uddhared Atman-Atmanam. Atma, a soul, is got to take care of itself only. Ignorance is the cause of the suffering. Adi Shankara says, Jnanan Muktihi, Muktim na bhajati janma sathena, Jnana vihina sarvamathena. In any religion, anywhere, Jnana vihina, with no jnana, no wisdom, no knowledge or experiential knowledge, Muktim na bhajati, there is no moksha. Moksha is not to give up everything. Moksha is to just be out of suffering. Simple words. Muktim na bhajati janma satan. Even 100 lifetimes, there is no mukti, no moksha, unless we understand, we have the right knowledge, jnana. Understanding. Increase your understanding. Seek higher understanding if you're seeking something. The great master made that. Today's topic is similar. When I got to know about this beautiful concept from Patriji, he called it Aru Adhyatmika Siddhantaru in Telugu. He synthesized it. It's not necessarily there in a single book somewhere. You will have some pointers here and there in Peter Richelieu, The Soul's Journey, and then some, of course, the aspects are commonly there in Theosophical Society's books. But then putting it all together in a simplest form to understand the nature of personal reality. How is all things getting created? From a soul science perspective, this is the basis of soul science. Something that exists, science of consciousness, let's understand that way, something that exists beyond us. If that higher intelligence is helping us constantly, something that's governing this field, then we go a little deeper into it. We're given a pointers to explore ourselves. If a scientific temperament mindset, then of course we will explore. How do we expand our understanding? When we talk to other people or listen to others, we understand, number one, look at and say, okay, what is that caused the change in them? What things that have got them really down? What is the thing that changed them to go them higher or go them lower? What issues? Or what knowledge or whatever thing that they're doing, what is that causing them to grow, be happy? If we just study people around us, what are their passions? Because the passions drive them to take actions. What are their passions? And what things have really caused them to go? What things really cause them to go up or down? That's all it is. If we just understand others around us, then our knowledge, our consciousness expands. Our understanding increases. Some level, somewhere. We will either know what to do, either know what not to do. One of these two we'll get to know, for sure. So these 6 spiritual science theories are trying to explore through a spiritual science understanding. Spiritual science means science of spirit. Spirit is existence. All that exists, you can say quantum field of energy, that all that exists. Science of spirit, the thing that exists, that's a word that is given by spiritual scientists. Then there is soul. Soul is a speck of that thing that exists, which has its own identity. If in physical frequency, you and I have our own identity, then energy frequency, there are also individual identities. You could tell that anything that explodes in the frequency at that frequency level has got its own identity. Physical frequency, we have our own identity. Through the identity is recognized through our sensory perceptions and through our understanding that I'm this, you are that, I'm Chandra, living in today in Visakhapatnam. They madam there in Dubai of certain things. Soul and spirit. Soul science is called, the spiritual science is called. The science of whole existence and science of soul is that individual thing. So let me put up a few charts about this spiritual science, and I use the word interchangeably, soul science and spiritual science, but we really are learning our understanding today about the soul science. If there is an individual consciousness, we are physical body, then we are mind, we are intellect, we are individual consciousness, we are all that is, the whole existence. A physical body, of course, we are mind, of course, we are intellect, the buddhi, the thing that reasons, which is what develops as an understanding. That then applies all the knowledge they gain into our day-to-day life. So this needs to be beautifully enhanced, the buddhi. And then this is the individual consciousness, which is guiding quietly from inside. The intellect gets guided by this individual consciousness, which is called soul, soul, and then this is all that is, everything that exists. Thumb, without thumb, none of these fingers can work well, or none of the fingers can do anything. They're practically of no use when thumb is not there. That means you take the support of all that exists all the time to do anything. Hold something, to do anything, you need to have thumb support. Try using the other fingers without thumb to do anything meaningful. Other than simple gestures, nothing much can be done. So dear friends, so let me, and so we have these five. Body, we understood enough around the body, we all know it, there's too much known. Or rather, we don't know anything about the body, it's a different aspect, a little. But body has the capability to heal, good enough. It operates through the mind to matter. If a mind has a mind is, so is the matter. That observation brings matter to reality, or the observation brings energy to matter, and so then body at some level should be connected to that aspect. Second, mind, the thing that's there divided into conscious, subconscious, and superconscious, 3 levels. The conscious mind completely restless, becoming restful now with meditation. The subconscious mind full of limitation. We learn this about how subconscious is reprogrammed, and so through meditation, through knowledge. As a subconscious, 90% life is operated there, the reprogrammed. And the superconscious, the disconnected mind that we are disconnected, the connecting back, which is the mind of the existence, mind of your highest self. It knows knowledge beyond this lifetime. Connect to it. Can we? Meditation helps us to connect to that. So that's the mind. Intellect is the reasons, right and wrong. Ahimsa paramo dharmaha means non-violence is the highest dharma, highest level of responsibility. The statement is there. How many of us really looked into it? How many of you pay attention to it? I also didn't. It was just another statement. It's read everywhere. But not now. now the moment you are becoming more aware, then you know the deeper meaning. Deeper meaning, how can I cause himsa to somebody around me with my words? How can I cause himsa to the animal around me? Something is playing so beautifully. Can't. Now there's your knowledge enhanced, intellect reasons and says, okay, if that's what it means, then I can't. Understanding increases. The intellect is through knowledge, through experiential knowledge, through deeper questioning, contemplating. All that happens when meditation is beautifully taken. Then this one, dear friends, is the soul sign, soul, consciousness, individual, our representative in the field. Infinite frequency representative of us as a projection. You can think of that way. Which threads all the experience of lifetimes combined. It's all sitting there. And then so they're trying to understand from that perspective. The loss of the field of how things are happening. And then of course all that exists, which is very encompassing each and every one of us, everything ever exists. Scientists call it quantum field of energy, all that exists. And then at the highest level, they said that energy becomes matter. Too much shaking, huh? The camera. All right. So dear friends, the 6 principal signs, natures of personal reality, 6 theories, 6 laws, or whatever you call them, things that always are operating for everyone, you or me, without an exception, no matter what. And all of these are there for us to today explore. If it is new for you, then you explore. If it is a different understanding today, then explore deeper. Theory of consciousness, principle of consciousness, principle of reincarnation, principle of cause and effect, principle of constant progression, principle of meditation or yoga that makes us in union with that thing, and so then suddenly something else happens here. Yoga is union, right? And then theory of infinity. Theory of meditation or yoga is there because life before and life after, everybody uses the word, I'm changed totally, I'm a different person now. This life has a different meaning now. A theory of yoga. Our personal reality seems to shift to something else. Now, each of these laws are always operating in forming events and experiences for each of us. And they can be explained through these 6 theories of why is something happening in our life the way it is. And by understanding these theories, we could always say, okay, what could happen for somebody else when we understand what this law or principle is can impact and how it impacts somebody. They're impacting constantly. Consciousness, reincarnation, cause and effect, constant progression, meditation or yoga, and infinity. Consciousness can also be termed as theory of energy. The first one, principle of consciousness, or the field of energy, is that everything originates from emptiness, from energy field. This, from quantum physics perspective, we understand that it's all emptiness and energy. And so from that emptiness energy, something comes. But at least we can establish that, okay, so everything out there, everything between you and me, everything is simply energy. And then today we are experiencing something is because that energy at somewhere and somehow became matter. And so we experience it. And then how do you experience matter? Because I have these sensory organs. And so I experience matter. If somebody has all sensory organs work greatly, we experience that. And somebody doesn't have a specific organ well, then they won't experience that part of it. We know this. So, but then, however, where is the source? The source is coming from nothingness, emptiness. This much we understand. Easy to understand this aspect. There's nothing first, then something comes out of it. There's nothing called a big travel that a family embarks. You and I, and then a group embarks. There's nothing out there first. From nothing comes a beautiful big event of, let's say, Manas Sarovar trip. We did a 10-day Himalaya trip. Nothing was there. Somewhere something comes in, a seed comes in, and says, okay, let's do this, it's interesting. And so then there is a thought, and from the thought comes something, and then a pamphlet gets created, and a pamphlet created gets circulated, so many people look into it, and then they also start talking to each other. Those events and experiences come together and say, hey, can we go here? There is somebody saying, and all of it come together from nothing. Eventually happens a big Himalayan expedition for 10 days. Over 40 of us went, beautifully experienced many aspects. So it created, something comes out of nothing. Think of that way. Companies get created from nothing into huge, these mega, super duper organizations from nothing. Originally, nothing was there. That founder had some idea. From nothing comes something. So is the case, dear friend. From energy comes matter. So we are all coming out of this energy to matter. Now then what happens? It dissolves. That experience is gone. Himalayan expedition, 30 of us going to the Himalayan expedition was there slowly. It diminishes from the minds of the people. It only is there as long as something more overriding, more let's say emotionally stronger is there. Until you experience something more emotionally stronger, the previous one is lingering, but that is slowly dissolved. And another event causes this dissolves eventually. So that it comes from nothing comes something, and something is experienced and it dissolves back again. So everything comes from nothingness, and then it stays there until the time you put your attention, and then it dissolves when you withdraw your attention. But that's the fundamental aspect, is that all things originate from nothingness and then go back to nothingness, and it comes back again. One experience transformed to another and another. That experience of Himalayan expedition of 30 people has happened. There is some learning from there, and then transforms into a newer experience in the next year, and the next year potentially, sometime in future. A company gets formed into this big, beautiful organization. Slowly somebody acquires it. It changes its DNA to something else, transforms into something else, but it exists. Or the people go off into some place, or the technology goes somewhere, the company closes, but then it starts as something new elsewhere. So there is always a recycling happening, always transformation happening. Recycling is the wrong word. Transformation is happening always, nothing to everything. And this is where the concept of the body, we are body, but then there is something before this. We are that energy field of the soul, the consciousness before. There is something out there which observes itself to be here. And then it is here as long as observed. Who is observing? We are observing. Now the consciousness within us, sometimes even we neglect the body, then something is telling us strongly, giving us challenges. First of all, it gives some clues. We don't pay attention. Then eventually it brings challenges, a social challenge, a financial challenge, this challenge, that challenge, so that we pay attention to it closely. We're neglecting this. And the challenges are ignored. Eventually it'll come onto the body and say, wait, now I really have to stop you to pay attention. Then it comes down to the body. My backache, impossible. I cannot even move. Okay, no. So why? Reflect. That's all it is. It is paying attention, and so it is giving us all the every possible way to take care of this, because this is created to experience. You are in a organization, in a company, to experience something. Now, when you distract, of course, there is HR coming in. There are managers coming in and telling, come on, guys, where are you going? We come here for a purpose. And so let's get back. They're telling in many ways. eventually to the extent giving notices. You know that notice doesn't come on the day one. A notice comes when you completely ignore our whatever that is there. So it's the same thing, dear friends. Our body is created, observed through something, and then it be here, then goes back to nothingness. Principle one. A seed is there, big tree comes, nothing. We never thought, okay, what is there? Just throw it off. So many millions of seeds are thrown out but then there's so much consciousness in it. Baby from nothing, a tiny micro level of one sperm and an egg meeting and whatever, and then suddenly something. No, that's just a biological process. But however, from physically speaking, from a tiny thing comes this baby, grows, and I cannot imagine this huge 8-foot man came out of nothing. Eventually, when they grow. And they go back, they transform back. We know this. So when we understand love, principle of consciousness, we understand that there's life and death are just coming and going. Everything is transforming. It takes another form. Everything takes another form. So do we. We are not so special. If a tree takes form, all the leaves fall off, branches fall off, eventually it transforms into some kind of a mineral or whatever, and then eventually comes back into a new tree at some point. We will, and we too will have to be transformed into something new. And we take that. And this is quantum physics science. I've explained all of it. I'm going to skip this now. Number 2, principle of reincarnation. We are multi-dimensional being in multiverse, where energy become matter back to energy for experiences. This theory, principle, is saying that we are all reincarnating, coming back again and again and again. Consciousness said we are nothing, basically energy. That energy became matter, somebody observed. It stays as long as they observe. If somebody neglects the body completely, eventually then it perishes. If they're there taking care of it, how do you take care? Not by eating food. That's a very minimalistic way of taking care. Taking care by nourishing with the experience it seeks, which is a purpose. Then it stays for much longer, till the time it requires to stay. Taking care of the body using food as the only means, or the greatest means, is a very poor understanding that today we have. Of the 5 layers of what we are, take care of this through every level. There is a higher understanding. The physical body level, food, okay, movement. Mind level, okay, some entertainment. Intellectual stimulate and then learn more and then stimulate yourself. You will actually live much longer. Soul level, do meditation, explore. That is out there. All that is level, just simply follow the plan to take care of everything out there. We live much longer. Or the body stays longer. Understanding, perspective understanding, we have to explore. None of this comes just like that, but we explore. Study this more. So dear friends, we are energy, back to matter, back to energy. This is happening. That means it's called reincarnation. We come into this body, we go back, and then come back into another body. How do we know? Explore. So when I read my first book, Many Lives, Many Masters by Brian Weiss, amazing. He records, it was a psychologist, and so regression is commonly used on patients, and so recording about a particular patient's childhood memories, and so then suddenly she goes off into some tangential direction, starts collecting memories that cannot be attributed to the current lifetime. And so they starts recording and eventually corroborates with evidences to say that yes, she was living somewhere a few hundred years ago as something, because it's documented in history somewhere. I was fascinated. Okay, there is scientific evidence for some of this. It's acceptable in Hindu religion, and some religions are acceptable because there is reincarnation always is there. If there is all that exists, this field is there, then obviously we come and go is there. It's easily accepted, but some religions don't support it. becomes difficult, but then the adequate evidence now. Our subjective experience cannot be taken out. It's not just random hallucination. That means what we experience in our dreams, in our visions, in our intuitiveness, they all are there. With meditation, we give a lot more importance to that. We don't just ignore it. We don't just say, just because I read in a book, it's true. If not, it's not true. In a science book, that too. If it's not in a science book, it's not true. It's a poor way of conditioning that has happened. Because we know that in many books, they were there. It's not like we only are intelligent now. And 300 years ago, it's all there. But it got removed in the textbooks. It's subject to experience. Experience of consciousness was there. People reading. That got removed. Until you physically touch and see, it's not there anymore. And so we got into this conditioning today that, I can't see it. What is all this? Because I never read in my textbooks. But then Dr. Ian Stevenson is another. There are so many people who have done this. Just an example here. Brian Weiss, when I read the book, it's great. Now, Dr. Ian Stevenson is another one who done this beautiful study to come back to tell that we are all reincarnating. Amazing. And one must read these books if there is a doubt. If not, just simply understand this process, what we're talking about. All right. All right. So the reincarnation is saying that, wait, what is this? Reincarnation is saying that we all come here for a role. We play something, take on a role, do something and go and come back again, come back again, come back again. An average, a human can take hundreds of lifetimes to evolve from one level of consciousness to another, to another, to another, to experience life greatly. And everybody starts off from where they left from one lifetime to the next lifetime. It's exactly like you take jobs. Exactly you taking and learning music, or exactly you learning, a specific skill and a subject. What do? And you are a movie actor. You start off with some tiny role, some type of role. A job you take, okay, so first you are there, okay, I'm going to do this kind of work, you'll go there. You finish there for 3 years. Then you say, okay, it's getting boring. I would like to seek a change. I would like to go into another role. You get promoted. Now you have many more people to direct them. A different role, because you're bored of that previous one. So you've done enough. You feel like doing something new and something new and something new. And eventually, after doing 5, 6 roles for, let's say, 15 years, then I say, computers, okay, it's so boring here. So let me try do some mechanical stuff. Let me try doing some environment related. I want to go there and then apply this knowledge there. So you go into application. You change your domain, change your field. So is the case with the law of reincarnation, saying that we come for a specific thing to experience. If that job is an experience, my music and learning different songs and different levels is an experience that we are seeking. And so is the case with the life. We seek experiences to come for an experience and then go through that. And then you finish that. And then where do you start? Not repeating the same. Only those who fail in that class will have to repeat the same. Otherwise, you move forward. We know this. So you go from 3rd grade to 4th grade to 5th grade because nobody wants to study 3rd grade a second time. But those who ignore it, who neglect it, who do not know it, and then simply are just wasting time. And so then they'll be asked to, okay, repeat 3rd grade again. What is happening in 3rd grade when we're taking? We're learning, isn't it? It's about learning. It's about experiencing, increasing our understanding so that you experience something. The child learns about physics, some experiment, he'll go home and then does that experiment. Apple falls. Okay, then you'll throw the apple, come down. Okay, law of gravity known. Experience. All learning is to experience better. How to deal with people. How do I say something? You learn a little bit and then go and experiment with people. Great. Now I'm able to get them to my fold. I'm able to influence them. And so I can get my dad to give me that big Cadbury chocolate. He learns. Request and then learn. So he'll request and learn. So dear friends, law of reincarnation, we are here to experience something, and then the underlying is simply about learning and experiencing. That's all. That's the purpose of life, is to learn and enjoy. Patriji simplified it. Beautiful. For everybody, it's the same. You learn and experience and enjoy, and then learn and enjoy. and it continues to enjoy means experience. Be satisfied. You're satisfied in the moment, then you're dissatisfied in the next moment as you learn, so that you don't experience again. So law of reincarnation is saying that we come here in a role of something and then live through experience, and then we go back and then come back again. But where do you start? You start from where you left. In Sony Idol in India, or what is the show in West typically you see? The talent show or something. All the talent shows are the best example for law of reincarnation. How is it possible that those youngsters, just 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 8-year-olds, singing like amazingly beautiful, and we are very, very knowledgeable, highly intellectual, we use the word, oh, there's just luck. They just got luck. By luck, they got the talent. Because we don't know how to explain, we just say luck. And we are comfortable with it, saying that, okay, you're lucky and they're unlucky. And so they got a lot of money, they got a lot of talent, a lot of this, and suddenly they got the wealth. The luck is there. We're comfortable justifying that with the luck as a word or a random. Okay, so randomly happened. What is there? Yes, no, madam, yes, no, madam. There are two words that we know. Can mask up what we don't know. But, dear friends, spiritual science explains it beautifully. Law of reincarnation is saying that you start from where you left. What are our life memories? There are all memories, experiences are simply energy. See, mind is energy. Brain is the tissue in action to help us experience something. And so that mind or energy or the experience is simply an energy of a set of things that are information. It's just information codified together as a memory. And so that's energy. It's sitting there in the field. It's not gone anywhere. So a person's lifetime experience combined together, the experience are there, then essence from the experience called the Vijnana or the samskaras, all essence extracted as an essence is there. That essence is driving into the next lifetime. Just like understand this very, very carefully. Now you take a job, 3 years. Now what carries from that job to the next job? The essence of your learning carried, isn't it? It's not every little thing you did in your previous job for 3 years. How many times you fought, how many times you did, how many times what did. It's not that. It is the essence of what you carried forward, is what we call knowledge. Because that's what companies hire you for. How much knowledge you have in that field. And so you carry that forward to the next lifetime, isn't it? Same thing here. Our essence is codified, is there, and then that is sitting simply energy field. Now, obviously, there is some intelligence out there threading them from one to the another, and then brings it back into another lifetime, and then we start here our life. It's a matter of time to discover who we are. And we don't discover who we are because a poor conditioned raising, upbringing, children have been brought and said, okay, now don't do anything, engineering. No, you got to do this. You got to just run and then learn 20 things. The child wants to play a little bit, but then parents don't agree. You got to learn this talent 1, talent 2, the music 1, and then the karate and this, that. They fill them. They have no time to even know a little bit about themselves, explore who they are. So 20 years pass before they knew where the time is. But if they're left to the little bit to themselves, then slowly understand what they need to do, who are they, what is their purpose from previous life. Because somewhere the interests start coming out. If they're introduced to meditation, they'll get to know much quicker. But at least that happened. When I say quicker, don't take it as, this 2 months and 3 months. It can be 20 years. That is still in the grand scheme of time, it's still nothing. So, dear friends, we come, we experience, and then we go, and then come back to start from where we left is the reason, and you can absolutely explain why somebody becomes the greatest management guru at the age of 14, why somebody is able to finish what PhD scholars take 6 years or 5 years, that somebody is doing in 13 months or whatever. We hear all these special stories. Why is somebody speaking Russian even though they're born in Tamil Nadu? They should be speaking Tamil, if at all, or some Indian language. Why can they speak Russian? Why can't they speak Arabic? Where is it coming from? Something we left from somewhere, and then we want to experience that, and so that comes out. And these aspects have been beautifully proved scientifically by many, many scientists, including Dr. Ian Stevenson, that book. We come and go, reincarnate for a purpose. In a few lifetimes, you are male. Few lifetimes, you are female. Now that gets interesting. Few lifetimes, a male and a female. Few lifetimes, we are in, let's say, Muslim. Few lifetimes, we are Christian. Few lifetimes, Hindu. Few lifetimes, Jain. Few lifetimes, we are in the United States. We are in a few lifetimes in India. Few lifetimes in Dubai area, in that area, the general speaking, and Eastern countries. To do what? To experience life through a culture, through a religion, through a body of certain level of, the dualities of life, the male and female of various types. So different lifetimes, different things we're experiencing. They're simply that. A very, very rich person, or super rich person, why does a rich person leave everything, goes on an adventure? He knows that when he goes on an adventure, he may be there, may not be there, but still go. If if it's all about just comfort seeking and everything is nicely set and okay, so I've got this great bed and this and that and all that is a luxury is there, servants, people are there, everything is there, and why do they go out leaving everything and go somewhere? What is the reason? Fundamentally, we seek experience. And so, dear friends, the law of reincarnation is there, it must be explored. That we come and go. So then there's no death. Death has to lose its sting when we understand reincarnation, study these books, and then experience something about ourselves through meditation practices. And our experience, some of them can be giving clues into past lives, clues into future lives. In field of quantum, there's no time. Everything is happening simultaneously out there. Infinite, billions of events, infinite stuff is happening simultaneously. Is in there. When anything beyond speed of time, there's no time, speed of light. So in the field of quantum energy field, all events and experiences are happening simultaneously. And however, here in the material world, there is this dense matter, so things travel, so the time comes. Space comes for us to experience through senses. Those are different concepts. But the thing is that when we understand reincarnation, we understand that there is no death. Not until that time. Until the time I understood this reincarnation, I was also scared of death. I was worried of death. Not to say that I don't get scared. Instinctively, there may be there, but the understanding is there. That so what? So what? My flight is shaking. And once my flight was in a huge turbulence from London to New York. Huge means huge. I can tell you, it is never experienced something like that. Now, it is like, there is this, in adventure parks, you have this one deadly ride. I never can sit through that. It just scares you like crazy. What is it called? The boat, I think. You sit in a boat, it'll like a swinging, right? Pendulum, it'll swing from this side to that side. Just tear you out like fully. I mean, at least I couldn't take that at all. Now, like that, this whole flight is like that, swinging like this. It is swinging. The eye is nice, slowly. It is like doing wobble. It's nice. Not then sometimes suddenly shake. Sometimes dropping height. Suddenly, sometimes the flies just drop height. It is like, man, it is so scary. So then 5 minutes into it, I was like thinking, how long I'm going to do? Because the pilot announced that this turbulence is going to be there for a few minutes to hours because there is this entire coast, the entire Atlantic that time was there. This whole cyclone is there, and so a long time it's going to be there. Now, a few minutes into it, then I thought about this. I said, gosh, you're not going to go through this like this every minute to minute. Suddenly this thought came, if you have a purpose, you're going to stay, Chandra. Don't worry about it. You're going on right, and your purpose is there, you will stay in this body. Don't worry, just relax now. Sufficient, that understanding, when the moment that came, simple. Death is just a transitioning role from one to the other. One job goes, another job comes. Big deal. Why do we say that my life is going down? Because you're too attached to the comfort and convenience. That's the problem. We've not learned how to live with nothing. If we learn meditation, we can live without anything. Breatharian. So, dear friends, so that simple event, then the knowledge was there, it came alive to me, And the awareness was there because I was contemplating. I said, okay, fine. Then I relaxed. Didn't bother at all about thereafter. What is about turbulence? And we continue to live after 15 years, so it's okay. So death to eternity difference. We must transcend death because fear of death is all that is stopping us significantly in our life. If there's one fear that stops us, fear of death. If we transcend that, life becomes a lot more easier on us because everything we do or stop ourselves is because of fear of death, fear of ill health, fear of death. One must tackle this. Patriji's entire life, there are only two teachings. One is death, overcome death. No death, no death, no death. He always talked about no death. As a master, he wanted to bring people out of the fears and then liberate them for once. And then second, he said, if thoughts create reality, so train yourself to a better thought in your mind. That's all, my understanding. Thank you very much. If there's any amount we can talk through about this, and then we'll understand the remaining three laws. So today we understood the principle of consciousness and the principle of reincarnation. And then from there, where we play roles, we've got something here, we come a purpose and then go. And if you align to the purpose, that means you're fully in it. Otherwise, you're neglecting the body. The body is taken to experience some purpose. We neglect. As long as you don't align to the purpose of why we came here, then you're neglecting. You come into a job, and then if you don't do what you're supposed to do, obviously they're going to push you out. So you got to go back and do the same thing again. And so that's what happens, right, friends? And so learn more tomorrow from there. Thank you. Yes, Jaysha madam.
Yes, sir. We have a guest speaker,
Really?
Kalyan sir.
No, this is a really. I told today no guest speaker, right? Okay, no problem. Come.
Yes, and lovely, sir.
No, we can
And
reschedule all this if you want
Huh?
it.
Kalyan Garu, we'll
Sir,
reschedule to tomorrow
yeah,
or
sure, sir. No problem.
another day. We already
Yeah,
7:35.
yeah, I'm absolutely fine with that. No issues.
Okay. Because I'm traveling tomorrow, I can't do this. Tomorrow I'll be leaving early. All right. Okay. What happened here? All right, friends. So we will meet back again tomorrow. Thank you very much. And we'll continue the journey. Yes. Any announcements?
yes, sir. Nidhi ji, you can take.
Okay. Yes. So friends, we have I program, like we had a manifestation week. We all learned about manifestation. So we have a Elevate Your Energy I program, which is going to be there live, free from April 17 to April 19. More details will be shared on all the WhatsApp groups. And it's a free live program, and for the recordings, it's a paid program. So yeah, the details will be shared in the WhatsApp group. So thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Take any questions you have. You are on mute, madam. Okay, I'm ready. You raise your hand. Let's take him. Yes, sir.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
Morning. So I was listening through this reincarnation, right? The concept of theory. I think so. This is something like I don't know. Like I was trying to kind of understand that And every time that I, like, not just now, like maybe last couple of decades, right? Like Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. I think we heard it from our childhood a lot of times that, it was told that there is this chain of life and death. But if that is the case, right? Like, I mean, this is what, like, it always leads me to contradiction whenever I thought through it. Maybe, lack of knowledge. Maybe I tried to explore a lot of things, tried to speak with a lot of learned people. So the contradiction that I am arriving at is like, if this is all that, like, we continue, live and die and then live and die, what is the purpose of the cycle itself?
This infinite self. So there are infinite reasons why it's operating. There are infinite reasons it's operating with. Because it's a quantum field of energy is infinite in nature. Okay, so there is no finite reasons to say this is where it started, this is where it is going on. But the common thing that many subjective experience for many masters that come through is that we are here experiencing our grander nature of ourselves through various forms and infinite forms we're experiencing. Earth is one dimension, another planet could be another dimension, avatar could be another dimension, another type of body, another type of experience that we go through to know and to explore what all that you can do and then continue to create and expand. This is at a high level that you notice and understand from several books, means several masters, their own knowledge channel or their individual experiences. Okay. But is that the only reason? There can be many, because the source is infinity. So you can't say this is the way. Right? It's best left there to understand. Ultimately, it's about in the current plane, can I live joyfully? Can I live meaningfully? Something that gives me deep joy and meaning and satisfaction. And then whatever that helps me to have a constructive model and then go through it, it's great. Now, something higher, we may not be able to comprehend it from the current thinking. That's the whole point here, right? A fifth grade student who is learning the basics of 8th, 10th grade basics quantum physics can never understand something serious anyway. So same way, I came to understanding, Reddy Garu, that okay, within the current faculties of our intelligence, then we can only understand this much and then nothing more. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the other aspect in that, sir, right? Like you alluded many times in last few days, right? Like we are like what 99.99% or even more energy, and only less is a matter in the body. So I mean, which is obviously, like, I think it is true and being proved, right? And then that is how we are one and all. Like you and me are basically not different. We are all, maybe different forms made up with the same matter, with the same energy, right? So, and that's another thing, like, as you are explaining today, right? Like it was kind of stuck in my mind. If we are all same, why is it like me only taking these births and deaths and again, like into different forms, right? Like, why can't I me be changing to something else? What is me there, actually?
Why can't you maybe changing something? You are changing, right? Across deaths, across births, you are changing to something else. Anyway, this lifetime is changing moment to moment to be somebody, to something. You know that. Your experiences are changing. Everything is always changing. We may be stuck up a little bit on the times concept, but otherwise everything is constantly changing. If you're saying, will I be ever have a body like an avatar movie body, like those people? Why not? That's where these whole concepts come in, that we are coming from one dimension to another, traveling constantly from one to the other. And perhaps you're going to take on somewhere else in some other form, some other thing, which is always happening anyway. So that how do I know? Now this is when you explore. Now, is there a science for it? Not there yet at all today. Okay. Just the way we know, this whole scientific development still cannot understand more than, let's say, 3-4% of what the body is operating with. And so there's so much more to tell. If we do not today, if we feel we are intelligent enough that when you're setting up a house or a room or a company, you're very efficient, you want to utilize every penny, every resource in the best possible way, you say that. So will you keep any junk in your office or home? You don't. Then where can this concept of junk DNA can come? Science says only 1%, 1.5% of DNA is used. Remaining is all junk DNA. That's the word used. Is it junk? Can this be? If we are intelligent and then we don't waste a tiniest thing and we are both ourselves are very intelligent beings, then the thing that where it originated, it cannot be it got to be intelligent. So the DNA cannot be junk. There's got to be something in it we just haven't understood. Now, this is where the theories come. Okay, there are 2-dimensional to multi-dimensional, 12-dimensional. So many people, subjective experiences, have talked about there's much out there that we don't understand. Okay, when you activate other dimensions, maybe you become those godly being, the way there are. Now, these are also there, by the way. Our siddhis and yogis have demonstrated several magical powers. You know that. Now, are they true? Read books by T.J. Splading and co. The teachings are the masters from Far East, who have done these experiments on yogis and siddhis about 100 years ago. Okay, with a group of them from Westerns went to India and studied and then come to the greatest conclusion that they're all there. The powers are there. They're demonstrating. Okay, so that means you have the power to, for example, the same person appearing in 2 places, stuff like that. If that is possible, whatever question you asked is definitely possible and doable.
Yeah, thanks, sir.
So there is experimentation, exploration, right? We got to do this. We got to explore this knowledge more and then experiment. For example, when I experimented about myself, reincarnation theory, I have seen myself as one deep experience as a woman doing a social reforming work a few 100 years ago. I needed to write, I didn't needed to express in writing. Didn't do was the conclusion in the lifetime because the purpose of life regression. I need to write more. And so take that as an important message and then do some of that work today in this lifetime. Like that, in one lifetime, I was just, helping somebody as those ministers. If there is these days many big businessmen and then there is always some assistant helping them who completely gives their life from morning to night. There's no family, nothing. And I come to the conclusion I must take time for my family in another lifetime. Just that. Okay. The entire life, you see some people, they go off in the morning and then the entire life they dedicate to their businessman or whatever, that estate person, right? Their whole lifetime they dedicate. It's like that. So we explore and then that you validate, then you come to a great conclusion that this is there. Sometimes you get certain ideas. You will wonder, where is it coming from? Okay. Invariably, we're channeling from our past experiences.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, like at least, the field of study that I was in, mathematics, right? Like the best example that I think everybody talks about is Srinivas Ramanujan, that he always quoted that, right? He never proved anything in mathematics, but he always wrote the answers. And then when I think these great mathematicians like G.H. Hardy and those contemporary mathematicians asked, I think he always stated that Devi is actually telling him when he was sitting and praying, right? Like, and he knows that it is true, and he left it for them to prove. I think even now, a lot of those theories are getting proved one after other, including something that I think very recently on the black hole theory. But yeah, I mean, those are definitely something that I was also kind of thinking, what is really happening there? Like some neural network in the brain structured in a way that somebody can vision the solutions, but how can you explain that?
See, that's the thing, right? Now we come to an understanding that a computer, a tiny phone does many things. Nobody is going to look into and say, how is it doing? There are a whole set of people are comfortable using it and then going with it, not questioning unnecessarily. Then they're getting the experience. If they question, they get stuck there with it. You know it is true, but you're comfortable to just use the phone, not bothering how it's working. Okay. That's where I feel human consciousness has to evolve. So that we experience, we know it. The operating system is one of the most complex pieces inside. I've worked on operating systems. The most complex piece of software today has become commodity. Nobody even bothers about it or talks about it because it needs to do it is doing some stuff. This body is doing that stuff. Experience it more. Explore infinity. Because if there is some intelligence, if it is required to be revealed, it will get revealed to us to improve it and further. When we take on that approach, then we move forward significantly, right, in terms of an experiencing. It's really that way. Now, what is the problem here? The problem is some education system. The education system is sort of made us to believe that you got to touch and see, to feel, to prove that it is true, otherwise not. Nobody wants to believe a subjective experience. What Ramanujan said, yes, you're seeing Devis were channeling information. They used it, they didn't believe it, they're not comfortable, left it there, but then it's very useful to what he discovered, so using it. Okay. But which is true, which other information is channeled. One of the greatest material channeled by, there is something called Seth Material by Jane Roberts. Please read those books. Jane Roberts, Seth Material, it's one book you can read, is Nature of Personal Reality. One of the greatest, profound information that really helps us to understand thread of events of life and then how a mind and thought has such a power in creating reality for us. Nature of Personal Reality by Jane Roberts is a channel material, a master called Seth, like what you call Devi, and it could be a philosopher, great master who existed in the past. Now he channeled this material through a person called Jane Roberts. For 20 years it happened, and it's all documented. When you read this book, you become so empowered about everything of life. So a lot of information comes channeled. Rather, everything we also speak in a great level channeled through us, through something out there in many ways. Okay. Right.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yes, Mr. Sagar.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Morning.
One of my experiences I want to share here that regarding reincarnation. Since many years, I have been facing health issues, and I couldn't understand what was the problem exactly. But when I did past life regression, then I could understand the reason behind it. Because in past life, I was a Russian officer. I fought in World War II. I seen that I was bombing on Europe and Germany, and I was a part of the World War. And later Germany caught me, and they put me into Nazi camps. And they tortured me a lot. And for 30 years, that I was being that in torturing phase. And later on, I got a death because of the dogs bite me, and for 4 5 days I was there lying there, and after that I got dead. And so I could understand that my issues regarding my health was because of that. In last birth I was having so much torture, and I was carrying those information in this birth, and I was going through same challenges, like lot of chaotic thoughts, and lot of body was completely weird out. I was a normal guy. Like my father in 70, he worked he worked for 12 hours till death. And my brother is a very healthy guy, but I couldn't understand why my body is so like I couldn't work for 8 hours. So that was the reason I could understand it. Again, I was in another lifetime. I was uh, I mean, son-in-law of a king in Rajasthan, Rana Sangha. So I could see that I was a part of that war also. I killed a lot of people there, like 20,000 plus people. I killed myself. I was a tall guy, like 6.5 at that time, and I was a very tough guy. And the invaders came, and I could see the war zone. So for a long time, I was in doing wars on different parts of the earth. Like in China, I was also in there, in Rajasthan, and again in last World War II. Before that, I could see till the Mahabharata and Ramayana. I have done a lot of, because I was constantly doing meditation. Even in meditation, I got a lot of visions about that. And for many visions, I got to see that a lot of my past lives and a lot of my karmas, like I could see in, when I was deep in meditation in Pyramid Valley, I got a vision that a mountain of karma is there, and I was very teeny pulling that cart of that karma. I could understand, okay, these things are happening because of all my karma that I had done in many births. So I could understand it. Right now, I'm suffering for the health because of all these karmas, and I have to work on my health. And I'm now helping others also to understand those things. To also, I'm teaching meditations if I get a chance nowadays. So that's my experience. Like reincarnation really are there, and I have seen it. And
Awesome.
yeah,
Tomorrow or day after, whenever, I think maybe 2 days later, I talk about this. Karma is not a punishment system. We have to see karma as a learning system. When karma
and
is seen as a learning system, it dissolves the pain. When seen as a punishment system, it keeps the pain. Okay?
yeah, yes, sir.
You
One more
understand?
experience is
Yeah.
when I got in, I came into meditation. A lot of things started to happen, and I automatically something emerged in me and started to do auto writing. Now today I have written almost 200 stories. Actually, I don't know. I just start to write and finish it with some conclusion. So I have written it in my mother tongue, in Marathi. But I could also write English also story. Automatically, it flows into my hands, and I couldn't understand how it is coming to me, and it's happening again. So a lot of things are happening. Meditation really opened my few of my channels again. In 6 months back, I could see like I used to have a lot of real dreams. Like in 6 months back, I got a dream that somebody came in my dream and told me nowadays people should not invest into electronics. They should invest into gold. That time gold was around 80,000 rupees, and after 3 days, gold started to jump into prices, and today the gold is 1,60,000. It got doubled. So this kind of things happening to me real time dreams. Like many times Lord Hanumana came because I was worshipping Lord Hanumana. So he could come into my dreams and show me something. Even Lord Rama, Sita, and Hanumana came. They gave me some visions. Uh, a lot of things happening to me, and it was all mixed up all those times. So I couldn't understand what was happening exactly. But these are real things that all the channeling, I could understand somebody channeling me, and I'm writing those stories. And when I'm worshipping somebody, they are guiding me somewhere. So these things are happening.
Wonderful. Keep studying yourself more.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's all dissolve everything. I've come to a great understanding that my life is just perfect the way it is. Okay? Wonderful. So thank you. So there are a couple of questions
Yeah.
before I take on Madam Sharda ji. Is there any long course that I can attend in person regarding Buddha Siva? Yes, this is Yangi ji. So an advanced meditation retreat that you can take on. We have a coach program where we talk about these concepts a little more in detail that you can enroll to. And the advanced meditation retreat is a great practical way of driving and understanding this for 5 days. We go through some of these concepts, explain and then we experience with 4 or 5 hours of meditation a day. Can you also please elaborate about seeking higher understanding? How should I question myself to find the right answer? And how do I take the process of enlightenment? How do I find my passion? Let's talk through this. Rest of the days, there are some answers for this will come. We have a talk on purpose of life. I will cover this during that time in the talk. Okay. Shruti Deshpande, I just want to let you know that whenever I have a question in my mind in the morning, somehow it gets answered in the evening. So great. I got my answer today. Gain higher understanding. Wonderful. That happened to me all the time, madam. Every time I went to Patrisa, the answer is there. It comes. It comes because we are seeking, and then consciousness is the way it is intelligent itself knows how to put it there in the best possible way. Right. Okay. Sir, namaskaram. What about one commits suicide? Is this intended in last life and now he is experiencing the same? Okay. So suicide is something deeper. Okay. So let's get to this when I talk about the remaining laws. Okay. Suicide is not a plan. Nobody, when they start a company, is looking to kill the company. Nobody. Nobody is starting a big travel is looking to terminate the travel. Everyone is only wanting to experience your plan. So life is the same. Suicide is not a plan. Right? We'll talk and gain a little more understanding when we start the remaining laws, maybe on Thursday, Friday, I think. Yes, madam. Shadiji.
Namaste, sir. Thank you. And it's a great opportunity for me to talk with you and all of the masters. Namaste. I'm from Arlington, Virginia, USA. So my question is, I'm always looking for to do the right meditation in a right way. And I used to do a meditation lot before joining the Pyramid Valley, but I was always doing in the doing mode because after joining the Pyramid Valley meditation team, it come to know that meditation is not doing, it's a being. It automatically happens. And I'm confused how to do the being. So I'm practicing that right now. And my question here is today, what I came to understood, the empty and the energy, that means when we sit in the meditation, there is some sound comes. That sound and the sensation to the body is the emptiness. So, sir, can you please explain me about what is really the meditation will happen automatically? That's a being, it's not doing. And my understanding about the emptiness and energy is the observation of the sound and the sensation of the body. Please clarify for me, sir.
Okay. So, because of the words used by people, being is meditation is being, so there's a lot of confusion out here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's a being and it's not doing, and so then what am I doing? The word is used differently by different people to say. One represents as a state, another represents as a process to begin with. And I'm very comfortable using the word meditation as a way to go into being state. It's a way, it's a process of doing something to go there. And that's what I learned from Patricia. I'm very, very comfortable in utilizing that word for it. And so meditation is a way to go into an empty states of mind. And so then we are knowing more about ourselves at that point through becoming one with who we truly are, the whole field. In the simplest process, meditation is to empty your mind. Okay? With eyes closed. With eyes closed, empty the mind. With the eyes closed, the simplest process, meditation is eyes closed, observe the breath. The purpose of that is to empty the mind so that we can disconnect from our body and mind completely. The purpose of meditation is to transcend your body and mind completely. That means let go of a body experience, let go of a mind that is holding you here in this physical body and in this environment, all of it. So the purpose is to let go of these two. then you are with something, and that something is this existence, your higher self, consciousness. Okay. So the process of meditation is closing your eyes and observing the breath, natural breath. Why is a technique, discovered technique, a meditation technique is to close eyes and observe the breath. When I observe the breath, mind is becoming empty. Meaning thoughts are coming down. This much you know, I'm sure. Let me just finish this. Thoughts are coming down, coming down, coming down. And thoughts are coming down, mind is becoming emptier, emptier. And thoughts are coming down, you're also slowly letting go of everything that you knew about life, about people, about environment, about things in your life. As thoughts come down, you slowly let go of all of that. It's happening automatically. Okay. You're going to emptier mind states. You are finding nothing around you, because the more and more mind becomes empty, then you are removing everything around you. As thoughts go away, that stuff also goes out of your purview or perception. They all go away. Everything that you ever know about life, people, places, things, all that is disappearing. And when you close your eyes, and then it's called pratyahara, you direct your senses inward. That means you're making an attempt and say, today I'm going to disconnect myself right now in my meditation with an intention, and close your eyes. So you are disconnecting yourself from this surrounding environment. So then when this happens, in due course, you'll be going into a state where nothing exists around you. In due course. And we say, you be in that state of emptiness or the calmness or quietness. Now, in that state, many things happen. It's a state of nothingness, meaning the state where there are no thought, potentially or very less thought, because it's a gradual transitioning. It's not a binary switch. It happens gradually. As thoughts start coming down, there is something starts happening to we start experiencing something, may or may not. If we experience, these are things that we may experience. If you don't experience, you may be just in a state of nothingness there, where if you try to observe and say there is nothing out there, you're just totally empty. Maybe it's like black, it's dark, it's like in a sky blue, it is a desert kind of thing, where it's all miles and miles and miles, nothing is there around you. Okay, that's the state where you are in a state of emptiness, we call them. That's also the state where you are beyond your body and mind at that moment. You are there. It's called awareness, state of awareness, where you are experiencing something but nothing around you. Now, for some people, it is that experience. For many, that experience suddenly changes to having some kind of a lightness and heaviness in the body, some kind of sweating, some kind of sensations, feelings, some kind of deep, laughter, crying, this emotion, or expansion, contraction, all that we call it as experience of meditation. We have talked about this in detail on day 3 or day 2 of this program. You can go back and listen. Various experiences that are there, we call them the 5 body experiences. Your energy body gets experienced, your mind body gets experienced, meaning you see visions and many things. They all are happening not through your physical frequency, meaning the known reality. They're all happening when we're beyond body and mind. Things that you start seeing through a third eye sense, we call third eye or the extrasensory perception. We start experiencing things out there as visions. Okay, or as some knowledge being given to you, or some kind of a blissful, joyful state. We are one with this whole light. Many things can happen in that state when your thoughts have come down. And that is the state we want to go into and be in meditation. When you are there in that state, then you are not in your body, you're not in your mind, you are in this existence. You are truly what that is, you, and then you are there. And that is channels information to you, channels knowledge to you, channels energy to you, understanding to you. How do you know? You come out of meditation, you do it day to day, you suddenly seem to be no longer agitated with things that are not required to be. Where did that understanding come from? Because a memory that holds us back with every time we are reacting slowly dissolves. When you are there in this whole, you're understanding many aspects there. So all that magic things happen in that state of meditation. When you say where you are either having an energy body experience or you're simply find nothing around you? Tell me, raise your hand.
Yeah, but sir, the thought is continuously going, and I understand that, okay, the thought is coming. Okay, I'm not going to this thought. I realize that one and again come back to the breathing. But the thought continuously flowing.
When thought continuously flows, you be continuously with the breath. Sometimes thought continuously flows. When thought is continuously there, attempt to be with the breath continuously. Now, when you recognize, when you're in thought, you don't recognize. You are there for, say, for a few minutes, you're in thought. Suddenly, you recognize and say, hey, I'm in meditation, so I should be not with the thought. And so, okay, I'm with the thought. The guidance is come to the breath. So come to the breath and then pay attention to the breath. Okay, in breath, out breath. Continue. Now, in a few seconds, again, you get distracted to thought. When you recognize, come back to it. Just stick to that's all. Be there, and then in due course, without you knowing, you would have gone into a thoughtless moments. A lot of times we don't know. You go into thoughtless moments and come back. It happens.
Okay.
Sometimes you will know. Sometimes you will know. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Last question. Yes, Vidaji.
Yeah, hello, sir. So nice to talk to you. So my name is actually Vidarshana, which means to look inside. So it comes from Vipassana, basically to look inside. So I always tell my dad, maybe I was meant to live my name. So with meditation, I've been on and off, but since 1.5 years, I've been like more with Patriji's meditation. I had the opportunity to go to the Maheshwara, the pyramid here in Hyderabad. So my question is actually, since I've been like more into meditation, I'm seeing a lot of synchronicities. Like I think of something and then suddenly, like like it can happen within a few minutes or in that particular day. Like I see it. So is this actually quantum field operating at that level? Because it's not one thing. It's like in a day, it's multiple synchronicities that are happening. That's number one. And the other thing is, like of course my my husband and all, he doesn't believe it, like it because he operates from the logical mind. But for me, I just feel something, it's like a miracle, right? When things are like unfolding in ways where your thought is manifesting into something. I think about it, I see specific numbers, those sequences. I feel like something is guiding me, like whether you call it Devi or guiding angel, like different people call it different things. But I am getting those experiences. And also, the second question I wanted to talk about is like, I know you talked about today about learning, experiencing it, and again, coming back for more experiences, purposefully and meaningfully living life. These are all the thoughts that I've been constantly having this year. Like, in fact, I'm trying to start an Insta page, maybe just for myself to understand, like, why am I here? Like, I'm a dentist by profession, but somehow, like you said, like we get bored of it, and I'm like, no, there's more to life than this. It's probably about traveling. It's about connecting with my children who are toddlers. I feel like my time is more, I don't want to uh, trade my time for money. Like I want to spend it with my loved ones. I want to experience life to the fullest. Like I don't want to go to the end of the life and say, what did I just do? Like did I just live to make money and trade my time? So these are all the thoughts that are happening. And the purpose of life, like what am I meant to do other than my profession that I've studied for so long? Like those questions are lingering. Like, is this something that the purpose will be unveiled to us just in our meditative state, or like just when we are calm? Like, what is the process we need to undertake to speed up this process? So these are the two main things, sir.
Wonderful, Vidarshanaji.
Yes.
Beautiful name.
Thanks.
Yes, you are, congratulations, first of all, you are in this right journey.
Okay.
Meaning, in life, when we get to those questions, that means you're seeking answers. So obviously, you're going to get all the answers. The field is always responding. Your observation brings experiences back to you. Manifestation is that way, right? So your observation is your attention onto things, and actually response back. A response is given to you with all those synchronicities, which is that's a beauty. That's how it becomes effortless work. Before it's effort, but with meditation it becomes effortless. As you regularly meditate, as you ask questions, then the answers are given to you, maybe in meditation, maybe in day-to-day life. Maybe simply when you're just walking, suddenly something comes to you, right? I don't know, an email comes and somebody just suddenly talks a lecture and then you get your answer there, right? So it's like, that's what you call synchronicity. So very, very commonly happening, which is in scientific terms, yes, our observations are being responded back with, right, from the field, which is the intelligent governance system that is there. And so a lot of purpose. So you ask all right questions you're asking. Yes. So time to time we are moved into the states of asking questions, and we do. First of all, your profession is now everything is there as it's got its place. That's why we are moved into those. Anything that happened in our life effortlessly are the right things that happen to us. Our marriage, our education. If they happen effortlessly, they happen rightly. If they didn't happen effortlessly, something is pushed and pushed and pushed and difficulty, then they would have, if they go back and contemplate, then they would have gone through some challenges even in that thing, right? So we are happy with our profession. We've done what we've done. We've had certain experiences. Now time has come is when we start having these questions. Okay, so like I can't trade my life anymore for money. And so there's got to be some bigger meaning. And so then you start finding. Now, where will you find? You will find it in due course as you meditate, as you contemplate on these aspects. It can come to you as a deep idea, deep intuitive message. It's not one thing. It just happens over a period of time. But sometimes it is a strong thing, a strong idea, a strong intuitive message, a strong dream, strong this that is telling you that okay, this is it I want to do for the next few years. Okay. I'll tell you my case. When my company got acquired from IBM, and then by IBM, and then my thought was all full of okay, I'm going to just leave, transition in the next few months, less than 6 months, and then I will go and then do full-time Buddha Quantum Foundation kind of work. Now, that's what I thought I will do. And then I was setting up everything towards it in my own discussion with them. I was CEO of the company, and the discussion with them, the founder CEO. So doing that. But in the negotiation starting time, and I was driving around New York to the IBM offices, suddenly a message comes and says, why do you want to leave immediately, Chandra? The question popped up. I was driving. Why do you want to leave? You want to do corporate, and then you want to do meditation to leadership and all of it, then perhaps I have a better chance of doing it right here. The thought came. I never had that until that time before. It's my purpose is okay, let me finish my company acquisition is done, and so I'll go out and then do. The thought that I should stay here and do was not coming at all. It seeded. I said, really? So I was aware, so I paid attention to it. Then whenever things like this come, then I pay attention. So you validate, come again. So 2 days later, I was driving, something more happened. You said synchronicity. And then 5 days later, I went to one office of IBM. There are pyramids in every building, there's a pyramid on it. I said, wow, these guys have pyramids. To me, that connected to some synchronicity, some message, and said, okay, so this is a place I need to stay because I'm full on pyramids and pyramid societies. They actually built real pyramids. In 1980s, apparently when they built the buildings, every building, whole reception is a big pyramid. Actual angle, everything is there. Some architect from France built it. And so that is the synchronicity message to me. So like that, in 3 weeks, the whole thing unfolded to me that it is the right for me to stay in IBM and then do the work that I wanted to do at this time than to leave and then do something else. Very, very strongly there constructed. And so I chose that to be my new experience and then be there for 2.5, 3 years. Okay. Now, what happened again? Same thing. At the end of 2.5, 3 years, if you are even sticking to it hardly, then there is something comes from you. And the same thing I was doing was no longer interesting to me. The energy broken, people changed, everything moved around. And I knew the time has come for me to do something else. So like this, a purpose, time to time, it gets revealed to us. in a way that we'll pay attention to it and then notice it, which is what is happening to you. So continue to ask the questions, continue to meditate. You will know in due course where you want to go. And then it will happen by maybe some small things you do. Maybe suddenly you do a teaching of meditation, or suddenly you do a travel, takes a few people, and then you find so good about it that you feel like you want to do more of it, and then you'll be in a purpose without knowing. Okay.
So the last question, sir, is about the training. The meditation, there's a course, right? For like you can actually teach meditation. But for that, is there like a qualification that you have to do so many hours of meditation before, or like, or can we take up that course to? I mean, first it's for myself, then it's like, you know, more and going out and teaching. So
What do you think? What do you think? Should there be now? You've been in this program for how long?
In this program, so Patriji's meditation for more than 1.5 years. I've been doing it with a friend who also moved back from US. So we both do it. Online, we do it online with each other. But I don't know. I don't think there's a qualification. That's my answer.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
But
Let's solve it. I was going to ask you that
I
and say, what do you think? Is there a qualification or no? And the answer is no.
yeah. So will it just take it deeper, like onto deeper levels for me? Like it's more explaining more, like you were mentioning it in the previous question. It'll just take us deeper to the understanding of the whole meditation, or is it for us to just advance also? These two things will happen in this specific course. Like I am just still like I know I want to take it, but I'm just looking what are the outcomes that I expect.
You go to a business conference, you'll learn more about business. Your dentist workshops, you'll do more about it. Same thing here. You'll know more about meditation, understanding of meditation, how to give it to others, all of that.
Okay, so yeah, I think I will take
How
it up
can I
next.
tell you? I can answer you. I don't know where you are to tell me. But yes, if you go to that and feel, then join that. I'm sure you will learn. At least many people who come, they attend a program for 4 years and then they join coach program. They said their knowledge level is incredibly different now. At least that's what they said. Even though after attending the program for 4 years, you be on the other side as a coach wanting to learn. It's different.
Yes, I mean, like especially just today's discussion only, like I wrote down so many points, like things that I think from your like you talked about the vacation example, right? Once there's a new experience, the old experience, lingers or goes down. So things like that, like, and also what I found was music helps me stay grounded in the meditation. So before I used to do Ana-Pana-Sati, but without any music. So this music also feels it's anchoring me to that present moment more. And I read in one of the Patriji's book, Meditation Made Easy, that it increases our concentration 3 times. That's true. So,
Let's explore this 40-day program fully, madam.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
This program is available as a playlist in our app. And so day 1, day 2, day 3, everything is nicely organized. And explore it. So you'll have answers to all of it what you said, right? Everything is there. Okay. Coach program, our next batch starts in April. Every quarter we have a batch starting, so you can join that. If you want to increase your learning and then give, but you must give. You have such a clarity of expression. You must give this. Okay.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you all, dear friends. Spent way too long. All right. But it's good.
Sir, sorry, like one quick question.
Ready, okay.
Yeah. Just like one quick question on the teacher training that you mentioned, right? Like, because like I said, this is my first ever meditation. And if I'm really interested in sharing with others, so that it also keeps me practicing continuously, right? I mean, that was my motivation. So can I actually join that teacher program just even though I did just one 40-day program?
Yes. There are people who join without doing any program too.
Oh, got it. Thank you, sir. Okay. Yeah, I will follow up.
Okay. We talk about a lot of this subject. Along with it, we of course have a lot more time for Q&As because a lot of the subject comes through that. And then we have ways that we talk through how you can give it and then tips and things that you can utilize. So you feel confident to give to others. A lot of those gets covered in that. Okay.
Great. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay.
Good day.
Thank you all.